Lan for China. Bar still on 145. Oh, that was smooth.
Smooth and strong. And a good jerk, a good strong jerk. And he seems happy enough with that.
Well, he seemed happy all the time, but in fact, he gave away really a lot of kilos by failing to lift 120 in the snatch. And if he's going to get into the medals in the overall competition, he's got to find a lot of kilos now. Just 20 years of age as Vargas comes back in for his second attempt at 145.
Needs this. Fell with it the first time. Again, because of that right arm. Very confident clean. And that looks much more confident.
Characteristic, the bar, even when he got it onto the shoulders there, was already down to the right
side. That's right.
Now just watch this when he establishes the clean. You can see that bar is already favouring down, so he really starts with a little disadvantage, doesn't he, before he throws it up?
Yes.
So now Harry, this is his second attempt at 145. Now can he just hold this together? Everybody would love him to get this lift in.
And he's cleaned it again.
Now concentrate.
And unfortunately, as with the snatches, he's making exactly the same mistake each time with his clean and jerks.
Just to elaborate on that, David, what the mistake is, we can see the bar going over the head, but take us through this.
Okay, the clean's fine. Plenty of leg strength, bags of strength, no problem standing up. Now, as he takes it over the head, he jerks it into what seems a good position and then just relaxes. Momentarily, well, a second's lapse in concentration, and it's exactly what he was doing on the snatches. He came out, and rather than correcting his mistake, he seemed to lack concentration throughout the whole lift. And of course, if your concentration lapses for a split second, it's all over. So here we get it again from the top view. And he's in a good position, and now he relaxes and just lets it go. It's just purely concentration. He needs to work on the mental side.
A little bit more belief that he can do it, because he clearly looks as if he can.
Oh, all the lifts he's tried today are well within him, within his strength-wise. He's just losing his concentration for some reason.
Well, let's hope he can do this, because nobody wants to go home with 6 zeros on the scorecard.
No. Unfortunately, he's made it very difficult for himself, because he's having to follow himself 3 times, and a heavy lift like that obviously takes a lot out of you. So he's going to have to really pull something out here.
Well, I fear this is going to prove a little bit too much, but let's hope I'm wrong.
Well, an even better clean than the first 2. Now, can he hold it this time? Well, I've got to give him 10 out of 10 for consistency. He made exactly the same mistake on every snatch and exactly the same mistake on every clean and jerk. Now, maybe if a sports psychologist could get hold of him, perhaps they could turn that round and get him to do everything right every time.
Clean was pretty good.
Clean was better than the first two.
Drove up well, establishes the bar, prepares.
Jerks into what seems a perfect position and then lets it go. Needs to work on his concentration.
Now Minchev, a bronze medal from the snatch already this evening. But now Minchev looking at the clean and jerk.
Yes, opening on 147.5 kilos.
Which is 2.5 more than he lifted in Melbourne.
He does get every bit out of himself.
Good lift.
Strong lift, confident. There's definitely more where that came from.
Nice start for him. But remember, he, like Vargas, the Cuban, who's still got one lift to go, 7.5 kilos short of Mutlu's snatch total. But Minchev can make inroads, perhaps, on Mutlu's target. That we'll have to wait and see, but for me, Mutlu's very much the man to beat. Now here comes Liu. The last time we saw him, he successfully lifted 142.5, so he's missed 145, coming in with a 5 kilo increase.
Good technician. But not successful on this occasion.
Well, one more to go for Liu. And he's already proved that he can come back, because on the snatch, he missed out on his second lift and came back and successfully achieved the weight third time around.
Yes, on this one, he let his elbows drop when the weight landed on the shoulders. So his coach will be telling him to finish his pull and drive his elbows up. And as you said, he's capable of change, of correcting the mistakes. So, 147.5 kilos for Liu's third and final attempt. And corrected that time. Now the jerk. But unfortunately, not quite strong enough for the jerk.
A strength problem there, do you think, David, rather than technique?
Yes, definitely. So that leaves him now with 142.5.
So 142.5 to add to the 117.5 that he got.
So 260 total, which is actually 10 kilos below his best. So didn't have the best day.
But now Ivanov, now just to remind you of the situation with Ivanov, this is the man who's unbeaten in weightlifting, is the world champion.
Current world record holder in the clean and jerk with 157.5.
And the overall record holder in the world. But after the snatch, he's 10 kilos down on Mutlu, who's yet to lift. And here he is And he's really got to try and take over now and put pressure on the rest.
Yes, I would guess he's just doing this lift to be in the medals, and I would guess that after this he'll be chasing the gold.
So a quiet stadium for Ivan Ivanov of Bulgaria. 23-year-old Olympic champion.
And a strong first attempt, no problem, with 150 kilos for Ivanov of Bulgaria.
Hands quite close together.
Very close together. And the rest. And the jerk. Very strong. But as you say, interestingly enough, Mutlu hasn't even started yet.
Here comes Lan.
Still smiling.
Now remember, he's put 145 on the scoreboard. And if he wants to force himself into the medals, he needs this, and then perhaps needs to dream a little. But he's an exciting lift-up and an exciting young talent.
Good clean.
Wonderful the way he takes the bar off the platform. Now, can he hold it? Yes, he can.
He's certainly a fighter. 3 white lights.
Well, he's enjoying it, and I think even the crowd enjoyed that.
So here we go again in slow motion. Perfect positioning. Plenty of leg strength to stand up.
Very fluent when he takes the bar off the platform.
Very good technician. Not a perfect position on the jerk, but he's a fighter.
Well, here's a man who's got to really do battle now. This is Vargas at 150 kilos. Got 145 second time around, but this is a big lift.
It needs this to put pressure on Ivanov. It's a pressure lift.
Remember, he only had 2.5 kilos over Ivanov after the snatch. Watch the right side again.
Well, unfortunately, a failure. If success with that lift would have made the competition much more interesting.